And welcome in, everyone, to another episode of Catfish on Ice, episode 105. And hold on, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Breaking news. We have to cut the start of this episode short because the Preds have just become the first team in NHL history to go to the penalty box on their day off. They're not playing a game right now. They're not playing a game, but they're still somehow in the penalty box. They're in the penalty box right now as we speak on a Monday. They're not playing a game, but somewhere, Mark Borowiecki or Yakov Trenin or Tanner Jeannot, they're in the penalty box right now. Maybe they have to go to the penalty box even on their days off. I don't know, but I think they might be in the penalty box, Rich.
The penalties were so many and so long, they might still be in there from the game Saturday night. So
I actually think that a lot of our Preds players keep like a sleeping bag in the penalty box. Maybe they keep like a little cooler, a little mini cooler with like the essentials, maybe like some lunch meat, some bread, some stuff. Just keep you going because they live in the penalty box so much. They might spend more time in the penalty box than they do their actual homes. I don't know.
I promise you that they know the guys, the NHL officials in the box that open and close the door. I promise you they know them on a first name basis.
Well,
guarantee it. Justin Gambino says he's glad he missed the game.
Well,
yeah.
Welcome in, everyone. Nonetheless, this is Catfish on Ice, episode 105 with Chad Minton and Rich Howe, your host. We welcome you in. We appreciate you listening and following along with us tonight. Yep. And this is Valentine's Day, Rich.
It is
a Valentine's Day episode. How is your Valentine's Day going, Rich?
It was great. It was good. We actually, I got like a surprise Valentine gift to go to the game Saturday. So super stoked. I mean, we had a blast. We always have a lot of fun when we go to Nashville. I got to witness some of that Nashville hospitality when we went. So we got there and we wanted to go eat at Poncho and Lefty's. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Good place.
Great place. I love their food. They were packed, obviously, because the game was, whatever. And a gentleman and his adult daughter, were going to the game, and they said there was one table, and they're like, "Hey, you guys want to split this table?" And we were like, "Absolutely." So we sat down and ate with some people we didn't know and got to talking to them. So that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. It was. But then when we were leaving, I made a wrong turn, and I headed. You can see where this is going. I accidentally headed toward Broadway in a roundabout way. That was ugly. That was just they had the road closed. There was like cars everywhere. There was like these guys driving in these big, huge trucks that were raised. I don't know if you ever seen those guys riding around.
Yeah.
They've got air horns on their trucks. Yeah, one of them almost hit me. Some guy was backing out or trying to get out of a parking lot, and he almost hit us, and it was just chaos.
So, Rich,
once we got out of downtown, we were good.
Rich, working on Broadway,
I know,
for 6 years, I can tell you that Broadway is basically another Bourbon Street at this point. They should probably close out traffic on Broadway and just make it pedestrian only, because it's become such a tourist destination. The only time of year that Broadway is really makes sense for traffic is January.
Yep.
1 month out of the year.
That's it. Yeah. Well, it was freezing cold out, and there were people not dressed appropriately, obviously. So you know how Broadway runs like this way, and then like the road the Ryman's on goes this way. We wound up on the road the Ryman's on, and like they had Broadway actually closed, and like one lane you could go up, and we sat in that traffic probably for a good 30 minutes. But other than that, it was still awesome. The
Yeah,
traffic was, it was just
that's how it goes. Like they haven't figured out how to handle the traffic and the crowds, the foot traffic when it comes to Broadway. And I think we've been saying this for years, the locals have. Cut Broadway off, only make it pedestrian friendly, because I mean it's basically another Bourbon Street at this point. So just
it is.
Make it to where it's safe for pedestrians. You got your people out there who have probably had a little bit too much to drink, and just make it more safe. It ties up traffic, so just make it figure it out somehow.
Yep.
But Rich, I'm glad you got to go to the game, even though it was rough to watch.
It was rough to watch.
But it happens.
It happened. It was ugly. It was very, very ugly. So,
all right. So
we're going to talk about it in a minute. But
opening face-off tonight of Catfish on Ice will be: is it time to sound the alarm on the Preds season? And I can honestly say that we really haven't asked this question all season. For most of this season, the season has gone smoothly. Everything's happened better than according to plan, actually.
Yep.
So we've all been really happy. We've all been like, oh, wow, the Preds are playing way better than anyone expected. We've been all happy. We've been patting each other on the back. But guess what? We might be in tune for some turbulent times right now, Rich. And I'm sorry, but right now, the team is trending backwards a little bit. We're kind of trending backwards. We'll see what happens. But, Rich, we talked about this in previous episodes leading up to tonight's episode. This schedule for February is very difficult. We got some really, really difficult, challenging opponents.
Very, very difficult. The past two games that they lost were probably the easiest ones for the rest of February.
Yeah.
They got Dallas again on the 24th. That's Pekka's retirement jersey hanging when they're going to put it in the rafters. If they do not beat Dallas that night, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Yes, for sure.
They announced today that Shea Weber's coming into town to be there for Pekka Rinne's retirement. That's huge as well. Everybody loves Shea Weber. If they don't beat them, I'm going to be really upset. I'll tell you that.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, so the Preds have Washington on Tuesday night. We are going to do a live watch-along episode of that, so stay tuned for that. We are going to give you an extra bonus episode this week of Catfish on Ice. We are going to do a live watch-along of Catfish on Ice on Tuesday night. So if you're listening to this episode the next day, tune in tonight. That's basically what we're telling you. I'm going into the future right now.
The future.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this on your drive home or drive into work this morning, we are going live tonight for a watch along of the Preds and the Capitals at home. This is a big game. The Preds got to figure it out, right? So we will talk about it live tomorrow night during the game. So stay tuned for that. Giving you a bonus episode of Catfish on Ice against the Capitals. But yes, Rich, we're going to get into this. Is it time to sound the alarm after it's only 2 losses in a row, but it's 2 really bad losses. That's basically why we're throwing this topic out there for us. But also since it's Valentine's Day, we are going to really discuss Preds players and who their Valentines should be today. We are going to select their Valentine dates today and who they should be.
And they're funny.
Yeah.
They're very funny.
We're going to have some fun with this here. We're going to list off some players and be like, hey, this is who their Valentine really should be today.
Yep.
I'm actually setting a record today, Rich, my own personal record.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that?
This is my 4th straight Valentine's day without a date.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, nobody has to feel sorry for me. It's okay because
I don't know. I get it.
Well, if anyone saw, go to my social media page. My dogs are my Valentine's dates tonight, actually.
Yes.
And they make really good dates, actually. Dogs make really good dates. They are I can put the TV on whatever I want to watch, and they're gonna be okay with it. All I gotta do is know how to play ball. Like as long as I know how to throw the
I saw
ball,
that.
they're okay with it. Yeah, they're okay with it.
They love
But so
ball.
those are my Valentine's Day dates tonight. But it's
Yep.
okay. They're a little upset that I gotta like interrupt our date night for a podcast, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. They'll
They don't
forgive
really
you.
understand.
Dogs are very forgiving. So
Yeah, they don't understand the whole hockey thing. I guess they're
Mm-mm.
starting to figure it out. But yeah, all right.
That's funny.
Also, we had the Super Bowl last night, Rich.
Oh yeah, I watched it.
And it was fun. Like it delivered. It
was
went
pretty
down
fun.
to the end.
Yep. Yeah, the referees were a little weird, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know what
But
everybody
you know,
thought
we're
about
gonna
that.
we're gonna give everyone our Super Bowl reaction, and we're also going to tie the Predators into this again. So
Yep.
not only are we tying Preds players into Valentine's Day, but we're gonna tie the Preds players into which Preds players would make good football players, and what positions would they play?
Yep. It's like a mashup.
Because yeah, it's a mashup, and also a lot of these Preds players are outstanding athletes.
Oh yeah, absolutely they are.
What's Justin Gambino saying right now?
He said his dog smacked his beer out of his hand. Okay.
Okay, that's okay, Justin. Hey, that happens all the time.
Yep.
It's happened to me plenty of times. It's okay.
Yep. They do funny things sometimes.
They do funny things. All right, so Preds players as football players.
Player.
What positions would they play? Anyone who's watching live right now, you need to go ahead and tweet us right now or let us know on YouTube. Give us some players on the Preds. What position would they play if they were playing football? Let us know. We will share live. Also, we got Kyle Perkins of Renegades of Puck and also of Catfish on Ice joining us to do his edition of Perk's picks. He's got some good ones. I've already seen them.
They're funny.
Yeah, they're funny. So we got a satire episode for y'all tonight. Like this is going to be a really fun. Let's just laugh. Let's just make it fun tonight. Like honestly, because the Preds are not playing great right now, and so we just need to like let loose and have some fun tonight. How about that?
That's great.
And we are brought to you by DraftKings, of course, and we are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. So, Rich, you were at the game. Give me your top reasons why the Preds struggled. Just give me some reasons why the game was hard to watch and why it was just didn't go our way.
One word. Well, two words, actually. Stupid penalties.
We've been saying this for so long, Rich.
I feel, I don't know. Let me start off by saying this. So the first period was really awesome. Like it was cool. Mikael Granlund scored. Then Matt Duchene scored. Let's see. Forsberg and Carrier with assist. Yossi, Johansson with assist. Great start. Awesome start. And then the wheels fell off. Luke Cunnin, it was a weird play. Luke Cunnin like bumped into Nick Cousins, and then one of the Winnipeg guys bumped into Nick Cousins, and Luke Cunnin snapped like a rabid pit bull and just started wailing on this guy. And he got 17-minute penalty. Instigating, fighting, major, whatever they call it, the match penalty, whatnot. So yeah, 17 minutes without Cunnin. Cousins was out for a little bit as well. And then just it got worse from there. Mark Borowiecki, I couldn't tell if I don't think he would do it on purpose, but he kind of elbowed.
I saw that. Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, right in the face, bloodied him. So that was obviously big, huge penalty. He was out for 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes, Winnipeg scored twice and
changed the game
on the power play, changed the game. Made it 4-2. Preds had nothing to answer. They looked disjointed. Lots of giveaways. No offensive possession for very long. pulled Saros with like 3.5, 4 minutes left. They scored the empty netter, and just 5 unanswered points basically is how it happened. So
Yeah.
it started off great and just turned into just garbage.
So you're talking about a game where it's 2-2 going into the third period, right? And
yep.
We're not blaming the refs here. So don't even I'm not going to even get on that train right now because there's a lot of fellow Preds fans right now. And hey, if you're listening right now, I'm here to talk to you. I appreciate you as a fellow fan, but let's look ourselves in the mirror right now. Mm-hmm. This team commits a lot of penalties based on how they play. All you got to do is go back and listen to my preseason episodes, our preseason episodes of this exact podcast. It's in our library. Go to Spotify, go to Apple, go to YouTube, go anywhere. We have been saying this for a while. This team is going to commit a lot of penalties for better or worse. And they do play with a very aggressive style that can benefit this team. And we don't want them to change that because that's probably what's going to get them over the hump to maybe win a first-round playoff series this year if they make it. But my point is it's going to come and bite them, and it came back and bit them in the ass in a big way on Saturday against Winnipeg, because that is the worst time when you're tied 2-2 against a Central Division rival. That's the worst time to end up in a 5-minute. What was it? A 5-minute major penalty that ended up coming out of that, Rich?
Yeah, that was when they scored 2 power play goals. Yeah, within that 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you end up in that situation, the power play doesn't just end just because the other team scored. It keeps going. So that's a big deal when the referees hand out a penalty like that. So it was a game changer. It just changed everything. And it's just rough. It's just these are the types of games you can't afford to give away. And when you're going into the third period tied 2-2, and you were once winning 2-0 in this game, it's backbreaking. I mean, it's backbreaking.
So the Luke Cunnin penalty, I felt that was his bad. Like he should definitely not have done what he did. It was just like a off the quick decision by him. Hey, I think this guy hit Cousins and he's hurt. I'm gonna go after him. That was bad. Borowiecki's was a little I don't know, borderline, I guess. I don't want to say he did it on purpose, but the guy kind of did lean down and he skated into him and he did have his elbow out. I will tell you the fans were livid. I mean, just boos all around. They were not happy. But the Cunnin penalties, that's really what started the whole thing going. 45 minutes penalties was how much the Predators had. 18 for the Jets. The wheels fell off and it was just horrible. I mean, it was just bad. So
my thing about it is this. Okay, so there's a lot of fans out there who are like, oh, the refs the league has something against the Preds. And it's there's been a lot of bad calls that have ended up in the wrong end of things when it comes to the Preds' favor. I'll give you that. But there's no fix on the Preds. The Preds play this style of game. And it's really a reason why they've gotten as far as they've gotten in the standings so far. They play a very aggressive style. And again, I will say we've been talking about this on this show since the beginning of the season, really. We're not trying to toot our own horn here. We're just telling you this is how this team was going to have to play. When we looked at this roster, we really decided okay, this team is probably going to play a very aggressive, heavy forechecking, heavy hitting, and they're going to take a lot of penalties. And I can't tell you that I predicted them to be the most penalized team in the league.
No, I didn't
but
either.
They've been the most penalized team in the league for a while now.
Yeah. What seemed weird about the calls, and there have been some bad calls against the Predators, but it seemed like the officials really lowered the boom on this game. Like they were really watching things. Like they decided, hey, these dudes are like getting away with some stuff. Maybe, I don't know. And really, really were watching them close. I mean, I've seen them do like Luke Cunnin for like the Borowiecki is borderline, but the Luke Cunnin penalty, I've seen that happen numerous times with no call. Well, or a 2 minute for each of them, because they both kind of dropped the gloves at the same time or whatever. But it just seemed that way. But you're absolutely right. I mean, they play this way. I don't know if they're going to change. You take, for instance, when Trenton, when they played Dallas, Jamie Benn was trying to goad him into fighting, and he did not fight him. And I was shocked. I was literally shocked that they did not fight.
Yeah.
I was like, good on you for not falling into that trap.
I don't think they can change, Rich. I really don't. I think this is who they are. Yeah. They're going to have a really strong penalty kill, and they're going to have to they can try to cut back on the penalties, but this is how they play. This is how you can't control. Like, that's the thing about hockey. It's like, okay, if you play this style of game, a lot of it is subjective with some of these referee calls. And so if this is the style of game you're going to play, then you're leaving yourself subjected to the ref's discretion when it comes to what they want to call in a certain moment. And you've got so many players on this team who play with this style. Mark Borowiecki, Matt Benning, Yakov Trenin, Tanner Jeannot, even Luke Cunnin, who plays top 6 minutes, plays this way. I mean, what can you really do? You're going to have to just live and die by it. Make sure your penalty kill is really strong. And we've been saying this for a while, Rich. We're not smart. We're not like some intelligent, amazing hockey experts by any means. But, Rich, have we not been saying this for a while? That this team is going to live and die by the way they play when it comes to penalties.
And absolutely. We've been saying it. And it's just they're not going to change. I just don't see how you can change and keep the aggressive nature that they have. It's like a fine line for them. Like it's, they could teeter either way. And I just don't see how this team can function without playing that aggressive style. I guess they could be a little more smart. The refs were going to call Borowiecki no matter what.
How do you do that, though?
I don't know. That's just the thing. They were going to call Borowiecki no matter what because the dude was bloody. There was blood on the ice, so whenever that happens, you're going to get a major for that. But the Luke Cunnin one, and there was some other stuff, minor ones, that's just normal flow of the game. But
so we're saying, to really round out this opening face-off here, we're saying, should we sound the alarm right now? I'm not sounding the alarm just yet because, yes, they've lost 7 of their last 11 games. I mean, that's just is what it is. They've lost 7 of their last 11 games, spanning over a lot of time on the calendar because of the All-Star break and stuff. But they've lost 7 of their last 11 games, and their 4 wins out of those 11 games are against very mediocre to slightly above average teams. You've got wins over Winnipeg, Detroit, Seattle, and Vancouver. That's going back since that blockbuster big win over Colorado that had everyone feeling good about themselves. So I'm not saying it's time to sound the alarm, but this is this adversity that a lot of teams face in an 82-game hockey season. Let's see if the Preds are ready to deal with this adversity, because there's a lot of time left for this to go really south and really crush all of our hopes. I'm just being honest, but I'm not ready to just ring the alarm yet. We got Kyle Perkins in here to join us for the rest of the episode. Welcome in, Kyle. Happy to have you.
Fellas?
Doing good.
Where's your Are you sounding the alarm right now? Are you ringing that bell, or are you just like,
Are you
nah,
nervous?
we're good right now?
Justin's not. He said it's 2 games.
I'm
Yeah,
not that
but
worried about it.
But Justin, and also with Kyle, they've lost 7 of their last 11, guys. That's not a good trend.
And this is Justin's response to that. Really? Because that's what I said. I didn't realize that either, Justin. Chad
They've
told
lost
me
7
before
of
we
their
came on.
last 11.
I didn't
You don't
realize
it. You don't realize it because it goes over. They've had a lot of days off. They haven't played a lot of back-to-backs. And so, but if you go on their calendar, like they've lost 7 of their last 11 games. So it's like it's spread out over a lot of days, so you don't realize it. But yeah.
Yes, the last game was depressing.
It was. What's up, Mike Twitter? It was very, it was. I mean, I had fun because I was there, but overall, it was, 5 goals. Giving up 5 goals in a row was very depressing. So,
but I'm not sounding the alarm either, because even
I'm not either.
Every team goes through these problems.
Yeah,
like it's an 82 game hockey season. Like you're gonna have your patches. Like really, honestly, I'm really looking at these next 2 games against Washington and against Carolina as like you're gonna have to step up, because you're playing against 2 really good teams. You've got some time off. There's no excuse for we're worn down, we're tired. There's no excuse for that. Like you need to play your game, because you've got another 2 really good Eastern Conference opponents. You got Florida coming in. After that, your next 3 opponents are Stanley Cup hopeful teams. So you know what? There's no room right now to be sad or be like upset. You better wake up. And this team has been resilient all season. So there's no reason to think they're not going to be that way. But Kyle, you're coming into the episode. Give us your overall thoughts on their downward trend right now, especially the Winnipeg game that was a mess. Give us your thoughts, man.
Well, this kind of feeds into my picks.
Which are excellent, by the way. They're just perfect.
And we don't have to stop on each one because they're basically all go in the same direction, and we can just discuss at the end. The first one is the Tennessee flat top box. And that would be if the penalty box at Bridgestone Arena had a roof on it. Because God knows they need one. They're living there. It should have a roof.
Yeah.
Next one, the man in the box. The man in the box is there for a dumb reason, most likely. Terrible
wait, you said
penalties.
Man in the box.
Kyle, you said man in the box? Are we doing an Alice in Chains reference here?
Yes, that is an Alice in Chains reference.
First was a Johnny Cash reference. First was Johnny Cash. Now we're going to Alice in Chains.
Yes.
All right. Nice.
The man in the box is most likely there for a stupid reason. A hooking, just a stupid stick penalty 90% of the time anymore.
Yep.
And then going down the same thing, life is like a box of chocolates, and they are all the dark chocolate ones.
Forrest Gump.
And then to another great film, What's in the Box? It's sadness.
In the box?
Sadness is in the box. And to close it out, one of the great grunge bands of the 90s, Heart-Shaped Box.
Yes,
it's Valentine's Day. So we'll end on that one, but stay out of the box.
Bad things are in the box.
I mean,
hey,
ask Brad Pitt. Ask Brad Pitt. Bad things are in the box.
Yes, sadness is in the box.
Stay out of the box.
Hey, we have to interrupt this podcast for another 2 minutes because the Preds are in the penalty box again. I know they're not playing tonight, but somehow they're in the box again. I don't know. Like, I don't know if Burrow slapped somebody when he went to the supermarket. I don't know, but something happened and they're back in the penalty box again. I don't
know if you all saw his face when he elbowed that guy. He could not believe that he got called for that. Like, he was sitting in the box, like with this look on his face, like, I didn't do anything. Like,
I don't think it was intentional.
I didn't either.
I don't think it was malicious. It was a dumb play. When you
It
look
was.
at it, he should have kept his shoulder down. He chicken winged his arm up, and
Yeah.
it was he did hit him.
The guy was
But-
kind of leaning down a little bit as his. I mean, I get it, but he was bloodied, so that does it right there. So
Yeah.
Chad fooled Mike Twitter. Chad really had me thinking I misread the schedule.
Yeah, it's I mean,
It's a
I don't
comedy
think
episode.
going back to the sound the alarm like topic that we threw out there for this episode. I don't think it's time to sound the alarm. Mostly every team goes through this, unless you're the Colorado Avalanche who just beats everybody these days. But every team goes through this. So I'm not saying sound the alarm, but I do think there's some disturbing trends that are happening right now with this team, and they've really got to respond. And then when you look at the rest of this schedule for February, it does give you reason to worry because you have no softballs on this schedule when it comes to looking at the opponents the Preds have coming up here. And so you've really got to like fix some things. And that's kind of what we're talking about here tonight is, I mean, you can't go to the penalty box as much as they're doing it right now. And that's really what it comes down to. And like, yeah, you got UC Saros, but what can he do? Even this past game, I mean, yeah, he gave up 4 goals, but he made 38 saves, I think. So it's like, I mean, what can you really do? So they got to figure it out.
I'm not going to sound the alarm. I'm going to do the alarm at the end of this month.
Okay.
I'm going to wait.
So guys, let's have fun the rest of this episode. How about that? Let's introduce the rest of our fun topics we have in store here. And it is Valentine's Day, right? And we're going to have some fun here. And Kyle, I want you to chime in here and give some of your thoughts on Preds players and who their Valentine's dates should be. But I thought about it today, and I'm like, okay, what would make really good Valentine's dates for some of these Preds players?
And these are good.
And yeah, and I was just like, come on now. Like, this is like, there would be some really good ones, hypothetically speaking, if we could pick some of these players for this. And so we're going to go to this. All right. So it's Valentine's Day. We hope everyone's having a really good Valentine's Day with their significant other and all that good stuff. But here is my first one, and I want you guys to react. And it's David Poile. And you know what? You're damn Valentine, and you should be sending him a bouquet of roses and chocolates and a brand new car if you have to. And that is David Poile's Valentine tonight should be Philip Forsberg.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Like, I mean, you should send him everything that he wants and desires.
Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, that's great.
I agree.
I don't even know what else to say. It's just too perfect.
Yeah, you can't really.
David Poile's Valentine is Landry, who's got the German Shepherds who just love they just love David Poile. Yeah,
they do. Yeah. So I think you also mentioned that Forsberg should also send a Valentine gram to Mikael Granlund.
Yes.
For all the sweet setups that he gives him. Although, yeah. So I think that's a good one as well.
That is a really good one here. Yeah. So let's tie Forsberg into this whole thing here. So yeah, I feel like Mikael Granlund really gets overlooked in a lot of the success that Forsberg is having this season. And it drives obviously Forsberg deserves all the credit because of what he's doing. But Granlund has quietly just like at least on a national scale. I know a lot of our local Preds fans and followers know how great Granlund's playing, but if he's not on this team this season, you're going to have a hard time convincing me that Forsberg's having this same type of breakout year. I'm sorry. I'm not going to, you're not going to convince me. He has really made a difference on Forsberg's line. And so, that's a really good one, Rich. For sure. Forsberg's Valentine should be Granlund.
Yeah.
Send him something good.
Although Forsberg did set up Granlund for the first goal of the game Saturday, which was pretty sweet. So That was good. So
That was
they'll
good.
send each other.
kinda
They'll both
wild.
be Valentines.
That's like going in reverse there, though. Forsberg to Granlund for a goal. You rarely see that this season.
Yeah. Well, when he hit it, I didn't even know who scored it. I was like, "What just happened?" Because it was really quick. But it was awesome.
Kyle, do
Great
you have give us something off the cuff here?
For
Preds
Paul?
Just
Valentines.
For
any Preds
Paul?
Valentine. Anybody.
I
I'll
totally
give
put
mine.
you on the spot
wanna-
here.
I'm going to say Ellie Tolvanen in the posts.
Oh,
That's a
yeah, he
nasty
needs to
gram,
send
not a Valentine.
Tolvanen needs to send
He
a
loves
really
them.
nice gift to the post so that he
Oh,
stops
they
hitting
do
the
love each.
post.
Yeah,
They
do.
love each other. They can't. They just are magnetically drawn to one
They
another.
are.
That's
So,
a good one, Kyle.
It's like a shared moment like this.
Yeah,
Yep.
They need to break up. How about that, Kyle?
Yep.
it's a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
It is.
They need to break up. I don't know if Tolvanen needs to be sending any Valentines to the post because they need to break up.
They do need to break up.
So,
Um,
all right. So that's perfect timing, actually, because my Valentine for Tolvanen was actually his Valentine should be the back of the net.
Yep.
He needs to send something really nice and sweet, maybe some chocolates, maybe like a gift certificate to a really nice restaurant to the back of the net because the back of the net's doing him no favors.
Some of those candy hearts that say "Be mine." He probably wants to send him some of those.
Like he needs to do something to butter up the back of the net because the back of the net has done him no favors this season.
Yeah.
So he needs to break up with Kyle's post that he just brought up. He needs to break up with that and just really butter up the back of the net, and maybe he'll start scoring some more goals.
Man, that poor dude, I'll tell you what, he definitely caught whatever Duchesne finally got rid of. Snake bitten, man. Just cannot seem to shake it. Hopefully he can soon. We need him to definitely shake that soon.
All right, here's my next one. I got we got David Riddick, who just like he could probably go on a vacation in the Bahamas somewhere, and the Preds would just call him when they need him. But David Riddick needs to send a Valentine gift to Coach John Hines so that he can maybe play a game in the next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more than fair.
Yeah, his little candy heart says, "Do you love me?" or "Do you even love me?" or "Do you know me?
Just
Have
like,
we met?"
Hey,
am I
just
somebody
like, hey,
that you used to know?
Yeah,
it's like, Can I just figure out who his favorite band is and send him concert tickets? I don't know, but figure out something to get him in a game. And we love UC Soros, and UC Soros is an outstanding player, but let's get David Riddick into a game here. Because honestly, it doesn't matter which goaltender you have in right now. If the Preds do not start playing with a little bit more discipline, it's not going to matter.
No.
So David Riddick, send some more Valentines to John Hines. He needs to be your Valentine this year. And maybe, just maybe, you will trick him into giving you a start.
Yep.
Before March.
Mike Twitter said Dave Riddick should send one to Lindsay for being such a big fan.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I don't think she would be beside herself if something like that happened. I don't think she would be able to function. That would be amazing.
She deserves one because she is
absolutely.
She deserves one from the Preds, from the Flames, from all the Flames players, from everyone. She is just such an outstanding hockey fan and an outstanding person. So
she even stuck through the hard time when he was in Toronto. So
and you know that had to be tough for a Flames fan.
Oh, you know that. You absolutely know that.
Well, let's talk about this really quick, guys. Just because we're talking about the Flames, they get Toffoli. That's a big pickup.
That is a huge
Yes, it is.
pickup.
I can imagine Tyler Foley just crying big happy tears as he's running out of the building in Montreal.
Yep.
Just, oh, thank you, God. I'm
Yeah.
free.
I'm free from this hellish nightmare that I was put in.
I'm okay.
It's-
Okay. We
Yeah.
know like Carl Taylor and all these AHL coaches have put in all this time to put themselves at a level of becoming an NHL coach. The Canadians hire Martin St. Louis, who was literally, admittedly, a legendary player, but he was an assistant coach on his kids' Pee Wee team. I'm sorry, but that's putting the cart before the horse just a
little
wee bit.
Yeah.
So you're going to take this guy who has literally no coaching experience other than being a player and just say,
Yep.
hey, you're the head coach of one of the oldest, most storied franchises in our sport.
The oldest. Yep.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for
Well-
your French too. Martin
Yeah, it's
St.
really good
Louis.
French.
That was a good job. I didn't know
So
you
the
spoke French.
Flames, the Flames.
Parlez-vous français? Omelette du
Parlez-vous
fromage? That's about it.
I like cheese. I understood that.
The Flames give up a pretty good haul here. They give up a let's see what we got here. They give up a 5th round pick in 2024. They give up a 1st round pick in this upcoming draft, top 10
Top
protected.
10, yeah.
And they give up Tyler Pitlick, which is a young prospect, and another prospect, Emil Henneman. Don't know him at all, I'll be totally honest. But that's still a really big haul. But like for the Flames, that's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Let's look at what Justin Gambino's saying here.
Yeah,
he says, I'm going to be
Forsberg would-
honest, based on that Toffoli trade, Forsberg would bring us a massive package, LOL. Yeah, I mean, and David Poyle is looking at this stuff. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you can't help but think like what market value is.
Yeah, I was gonna. What Mike Twitter said. The Pitlick brothers are reunited. I said if they can earlier today to somebody, if they can find another one, they'll have a Pitlick hat trick.
Yeah,
the Pitlick hat trick. I'm sure there's another one somewhere.
I guarantee it.
But yeah, that's a really, when we're thinking about the Flames here, they're definitely proving to us right now that they're all in. They're putting their cards in on the table here. They're saying, you know what? Let's get ourselves some secondary scoring. You're talking about a player in Tyler Toffoli who was playing for a really bad team and was still producing, was still putting up production. And now they add him to a much better team. And so they're showing, hey, we're all in for the playoffs here, and we're all in for winning a cup this year. So they might be the Canadian team to watch this year over the Maple Leafs, who are normally the team that out of Canada that everyone's focused on right now lately.
Yep.
But and the Oilers, of course. But hey, watch out for those Flames. They just added some scoring depth to their roster, and so this is a big move. This is a power move for them.
Yep. Flames are the first team before the trade deadline to put all the chips in. Who's going to be next? Who's going to be next?
For sure.
If you go off of points percentage, the Flames are leading the Pacific.
Yeah.
Because Vegas is at a 615. They're at 644.
Wow.
That's going to be interesting.
They've been building up to this for a while. So, I mean, they've been slowly and gradually building up their team to be ready for this. So it's a good move for them. I really like it for them.
And they've got a goalie that's playing well. I mean, man's got like 8 shutouts this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading something about he has as many shutouts as Montreal has wins.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember seeing that.
Yep.
Well, now that they have Toffoli, maybe we won't hear any more of the Lindsay's jokes about Forsberg going to the Flames.
No, they don't need him now. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
I'd say they'll still go after a defenseman though.
Well, so there's that story going on right now about how they might be buyers. They sent Scotty Nickel, one of their scouts, to What was that?
Lehigh
Till
Valley
practice?
Phantoms.
Yep.
Yep.
And they got a sense that maybe they are active. That's the term you're seeing thrown around, is active. And so, I mean, we've already discussed this topic on this show, like a couple times, and like we've already like really discussed, like, should the Preds be buyers? And we were all like very, very cautiously about it. Like, we were like, I don't know about that. Like, Preds being buyers, like, I know, Kyle, I know you were very much like, let's just stand pat unless it's a very modest move. Like, let's just kind of like stand pat with what we got.
Yeah.
But David Poyle has already been on local media and said, like, a lot can change before that happens. We really can't make a decision one way or the other on what our trade deadline strategy is going to be. But it, you know, like, seeing something like that where they're sending scouts, I mean, that's a pretty normal thing for teams to do. But
that's, I don't know. I mean, at what point, like with the rest of the schedule for the rest of this month and the beginning of next month, like, a lot can happen that could change.
Exactly.
could change that to where they're not buyers anymore. It just depends. I don't know. Just a little nervous about what's going on with them right now.
Poyle's in a really, really difficult position right now because,
as always,
he's right. He's teetering on that mark of, you know, he's been the only GM of this team, and he's probably getting close to retirement from being a GM at all in this league.
Yeah.
And so, just human nature, thinking from Poyle's perspective, he wants to win a cup, obviously. And so you can't blame the man if he decides, you know what, I got some cap room here. I'm going to go out and not only sign Forsberg, but I'm going to make a really risky signing here to try to push us over the top and let the chips fall where they fall. It could happen. Like, I mean, I'm not like at all. I'll be very surprised if the Preds do not make some serious additions at the trade deadline.
Yeah, a significant person too, not just.
I don't know. I don't know how he's going to resist the urge. I don't know. Like, he knows that he clearly has a roster that's capable of doing what they're doing right now. So how hard is it going to be for him to not like deal a couple draft picks out, maybe deal a prospect out that we love? Like, I don't know, an Igor Afanasyev is a prospect that I think would be really good trade fodder for another team. Like, how hard is it going to be for him to resist that urge when he's taking those phone calls from other GMs and they're talking? Like, it's going to be really hard for him to resist that.
Yeah. And I got to imagine that he's having meetings with John Hines saying, man, you got to get these guys to clean up these penalties and start getting these wins again, because you're really cramping my I want to be a buyer at the deadline feeling that I have going on. So, yep.
For sure.
Definitely.
I've got one more Valentines here that we missed, and I can't leave it out, and it's pretty obvious, everyone. The entire Preds defense, which is basically committing most of the penalties here, just go ahead and send a Valentine gift, a nice gift certificate to a nice restaurant or something, to every single NHL referee out there. Just go ahead and be like, hey, you take your wife out for a nice dinner tonight. We appreciate you. You do a great job. We appreciate all the work you do for the league. Like, we need to do something here because
and then if I give you a nice steak dinner, get off my back for a little bit, please.
Yeah.
Here's one. You're gonna love this. This is the best one of the night. Jim Harper should go on a date with the Harper Yeater 10K Ultra.
That'd be a great date.
Yeah.
Yeet him just right into space.
Or just at least, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That poor dude.
Or at least
that's Kyle's Valentine this year. It's been Harper.
Yeah, that's your Valentine.
Yeah.
All right, did you guys watch Did you guys
Let's
watch
do
the
some
Super Bowl?
bad
By the
candy.
way, let's shift gears here. Let's go to the Super Bowl here. So the Super Bowl happened last night. The Rams ended up beating the Bengals at the it went down to the wire. It was a great game, but some questionable calls from the referees. We know all about that, being hockey fans here.
Absolutely.
Did you guys get to watch the Super Bowl?
I did watch it. What was the score?
did.
Was it 20 to
23?
No, it was 24 to 20?
20. Yeah,
23 to 20. Yeah, I said it was going to be 24 to 21, by the way, just for future reference. But
you're the NFL expert of the show.
There
Rich.
you go. That's right. I did watch it. It was a really good game, actually. The Bengals really got away with that face mask call. That was crazy. That was like right in front of a referee. I can't remember who did it. But that was crazy. And then like they let them get away with anything the whole game until like the last 10 minutes. And then it was just like flags everywhere. I mean, it was just all over the place. So it was a little weird.
Was having like I felt like I was watching a hockey game, honestly. Like the officiating was so bad. Like I was like, did NHL refs sneak in and throw on NFL referee costumes here? Because I mean, it was like, and you can't let that happen in the Super Bowl. You can't let it happen. Like you got to call it even. You got to have the best of the best calling this game.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That defensive holding, defensive holding at the very end of the game that gave the Rams a first down as they're right there to score a game-winning touchdown. I'm sorry. You do not – I don't care if it's a makeup call. You do not make that call in that moment. It was such ticky-tack.
It was pretty weak.
You don't even have to be a football expert to see that was not defensive holding. The guy barely touched the dude. And they give the Rams an automatic first down, and then they score like right after that. I thought that was pretty bad. But the Super Bowl itself was a really great game, and it was two teams that was very easy to root for. There wasn't a villain in this year's Super Bowl at all. Matt Stafford, which we just got mentioned here from what was that? Justin just mentioned. Matt Stafford played for the Detroit Lions for all those years, 12 years.
And they were bad.
You're
he
talking
had some
about
good times with Calvin Johnson, but other than that, no.
You're talking about an elite. And you honestly, we could find this example in hockey as well. You're talking about an elite player who just played for a really bad franchise that just couldn't break out. And what does he do? His first season with a new team, he wins the Super Bowl. And so happy for Matt Stafford. He's a great leader. He's a classy player. You know what really, really was awesome about the Super Bowl was for me, that really struck with me, that was just amazing, was the post-game interview with Cooper Kupp, who won the Super Bowl MVP. And I really loved the humility and the humbleness that Cooper Kupp showed in his. He was obviously raw with emotions. He was he's a player who came from a very, very small college, was not a highly drafted, highly touted player. And you could just see the raw emotions on his face. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league now. And he gets Super Bowl MVP. He threw all the credit to his teammates and to his family and to his Lord and Savior, which we're not a religious podcast. Obviously, we're not a political podcast, but I still found that very, very refreshing to see a player on his level throw all the humility and all the respect back to his teammates, back to his spirituality, and back to his family. That was really awesome. That was actually my favorite part of the entire Super Bowl.
Yeah. I saw something I think it was on Twitter today that said something about his wife. I guess they were married while they were in college, and like she worked a job while they were in school so he could concentrate on football and studying and stuff. So that's really cool. So he definitely owes her the kudos for that. So that's a good story. And the humility, being humble, is my favorite part of any kind of sport. I can't stand when dudes put themselves ahead of other people, but when they're really humble like that, it really is a good thing to see because you don't see it very often.
Yep.
Except in hockey. Hockey's pretty.
Well,
guys are.
And you really saw it was really an overall theme because Aaron Donald, who I thought actually should have won MVP because he made the really game clinching tackle. He, in my opinion, he's the best defensive player in football. But he made the game clinching tackle to keep the Bengals from getting a first down when they were kind of driving. And he was also very humble, and he was also very just showing that raw emotion. And so you appreciate when you see stuff like that because you always think you try to imagine if you were ever in that situation, you're like, I don't even know how I would act. But you see these human beings, you see these human beings who have worked their entire lives to get to this moment. And he couldn't even get the words out, Aaron Donald, about, and you're talking about one of the best players in the league when it comes to his position. And he's can't even get the words out. He's so emotional. You just love seeing that. That's awesome.
That does make it really good to see when those guys, you can just see that on their face, how happy they are. And when you do realize that they are just human beings like the rest of us, it's really cool. But it was a good game.
I was just really confused at Cincinnati's play calling on the O-line there at the end of the game. You've double teamed Darnold all night, and then games on the line, fourth down, you don't double team him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think they had an answer for it. I don't think they had an answer for because they had Rams got Von Miller as well, and they just didn't have an answer for it. I mean, that's why so many Titans fans are so upset because the Titans stacked the Bengals 9 times in their playoff game and still lost the game. And so the Titans felt like they had the blueprint to win a Super Bowl this year, and they just completely wet the bed in their playoff game. And so it's really hard for Titans fans to stomach it. But happy for the Rams, happy for Matt Stafford. Yeah.
So are the Titans the Colorado Avalanche of the NFL?
I would take that. I'll take that in a heartbeat if they do this next season what the Avalanche are doing. But yeah.
Well, I hope the Avalanche have looked like they're going to destroy everybody the last 2 years in a row, and they always get beat in the first round of the playoffs.
That's true, Kyle. Yeah. But I feel like this is their year, Kyle. And their window is closing quick. Let's turn this back to hockey here. That's our Super Bowl reaction there. But let's turn this back to hockey here. So, Kyle, you bring up a good point. How do you feel about the Avalanche here? Do you think that we can go around the room here because I feel like this is a really good topic. I feel like the Avalanche really have to put up or shut up this year. They've got the best team in the league, in my opinion. Looking on paper, they've got the best team. There's some other teams that are right up there with them, obviously, but I mean, they're literally the definition of cup or bust.
So let's see.
I would agree. I know that they were disappointed last season really bad. I was just looking at the standings here. They only lost 8 games. That's crazy. That's just insane. Somebody said they got
against the Preds.
And 2 of those. That's right. Absolutely, they were. I think if they don't win this year, it's I don't even know. It would be insane if they don't at least make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. I think anything other than that would be a massive disappointment with how well they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So if the season ended right now, they would play Anaheim. I think as of right now, they beat Anaheim fairly easily. But then you're going to have one of either Minnesota or Nashville or Vegas or St. Louis. I don't think they come out of those as a winner.
No, really?
Really?
I don't think they can play heavy enough to beat Nashville in a series of 7.
Wow.
Hot take. Write that down.
I like
February
it.
14th.
I don't think they can beat Calgary. I don't think they're heavy enough that they can play with Calgary and possibly St. Louis. I think those teams
I
are the
like it.
ones that would give them a matchup issue. Uh, Especially if you can get somebody on your team. God knows Calgary's got the Matthew Tkachuk. Nashville's got a whole host of people. If you can get in Nazem Kadri's head and get him out of his game, he will get suspended in the playoffs. He does it every year.
That's true. That's
So
absolutely true. So you kind of feel that they're playing really well right now, but it's going to be their season's going to change a little bit toward the end and then into the playoffs.
They are the 18-19 Predators. The president, or 17-18.
17-18.
Yeah. That dominated the regular season, just wiped everybody, and then got.
We all know that President's Trophy has been a curse for a lot of teams.
Yep.
That is true.
That is true.
That is true. We'll see.
Yep.
All right. Well, the playoffs are going to be fun, but let's also talk about this. We are presented by DraftKings, of course, and we just watched the Super Bowl, and DraftKings had a bunch of awesome offers for you there. But now we got an offer for our Hoops fans. The latest offer from the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is too good to pass up. I'm talking between the legs, 360 windmill good. I used to be a big basketball fan growing up. I still like basketball. That was actually my main sport, believe it or not, when I was growing up as a kid. Played a lot of sports, but basketball was actually my favorite sport to play. And I was more of a defensive guy. I never dunked. I was never tall enough, unfortunately. But I was a big NBA fan growing up as a kid. Vince Carter, I had his poster in my room. Vince Carter doing the between the legs dunk at the dunk contest. I mean, I still love the NBA, but I was a big basketball fan growing up as a kid. And so the NBA is the time to be getting into right now because the NBA season is really heating up, and DraftKings has a great offer for you with our promo code THPN. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN. Bet just $1 on any NBA team and get $150 in free bets if they win. That's any game. That's promo code THPN at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 years and up, minimum age and location requirements vary by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for a full list of requirements and state-specific responsible gaming resources. Void where prohibited. Minimum $5 deposit. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. If you're in Tennessee, call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. If you're in Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In New York, call 877-8-HOPNY or text HOPNENY 46467-369. Go do that. A lot of fun things to do right now with the NBA right now when it comes to our sportsbook app, DraftKings Sportsbook app.
NBA basketball season.
So we were just talking about the Super Bowl, and now we're going to spin it back to the Preds here and talk about some Preds players who would make good football players, what position would they would play. I've got a whole list here, gentlemen.
You've got a good list, and it's like, I didn't even do one because I don't even football.
But I was just thinking, like, a lot of these athletes are multi-sport athletes. Like, they can play other sports. Like, they're athletes.
Mostly soccer or golf, but they are multi-sport athletes. That's true.
And so I'm thinking about some of these Preds players. I'm like, what position would they play if they were on a football team? and just looking at their size, looking at their like all that stuff. And I'm going to start with who would be a good linebacker on this Preds team.
Two very good choices.
And you better hit hard if you're a linebacker, but you also better be fast. If you're playing the linebacker position, it's one of the hardest positions because you have to have a blend of speed and defensive play. Justin Gambino throws his selection in here. Tanner Jeannot as a tight end. Let's go. That's good.
There you go. That's a good one.
Like that.
Yep.
So actually, I went Jeannot as a linebacker, Justin.
Because he will flatten.
I went I took Tanner Jeannot and Mark Borowiecki as my linebackers because I know that they're going to hit hard, and I know that especially Tanner Jeannot, I need someone who can hit hard, and Tanner Jeannot has some speed too. So I'll take Tanner Jeannot. I'll get even more technical about it. Tanner Jeannot is my outside linebacker. Mark Borowiecki, I'll put him on the inside. Linebacker position. But Tanner Jeannot, I need him to be able to do it all. Tanner Jeannot does it all as a hockey player. He does a little bit of everything. Your outside linebacker in football has to be able to rush the passer. He has to be able to drop back in coverage and guard the wide receivers and the tight ends. Give me Tanner Jeannot as an outside linebacker.
There you go. Lots of football stuff.
I like tight end too, though.
Yeah. That's a good utility position, right? They do a lot.
I was going to say Forsberg for tight end because, his bestie's a tight end. So I figure he could train him a little bit. True. But I'm going to say right now, UC is going to have to be the kicker because otherwise he's going to die.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. So I saw there was a picture floating around from the All-Star game, and like his legs are like tree trunks. I bet he can run really fast.
He could be a good running back.
He's a big.
I like the kicker. I like the kicker selection.
Good, but he's fast. I bet
he could kick him from. Saros could kick it from over 50 if you really trained him with those legs.
I don't even know that he would need that much training after seeing that picture Rich was talking about.
I was like, oh my gosh, look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's already a done deal. UC Saros is the kicker.
That's
I love
good.
it.
That's a good one.
It's a great pick.
Yeah,
it's a great pick. All right, let's go to the next position here. Let's go to the wide receivers. You got to have speed, obviously, as a wide receiver. I took Roman Yossi and Philip Tomasino as my wide receivers. You guys okay with that?
Yeah, I am. Totally.
I mean,
Yossi's fast.
We don't know how their hands are. You don't really need good hand. I mean, you do have to have good hands in hockey. And I know that Yossi's really good with the stick, and I know that Tomasino is obviously really good with the stick as well. So I feel like they'd be really good receivers here, and they got good speed, obviously. So give them as my receivers.
Yossi's good at weaving in and out of.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
So that's a good.
So that's our Preds football team so far. Let's go ahead and bring it back around here. We've got Borowiecki and Jeannot as linebackers. We've got our boy Juice as the kicker with his massive freaking quadriceps.
Tree trunk.
He could probably kick a 50-plus yard field goal easily. And we've got Yossi and Tomasino as our wide receivers. We got to find a quarterback, guys.
Oh, I got you. I got you that.
Someone throw me a quarterback right. Someone throw me a quarterback right now.
Mikhail Granlund.
Oh, there you go.
Because he facilitates all these goals.
Yes.
And
love it.
And the backup for the Wildcat quarterback, we'll call him, for special teams would be Carrier, quarterback in that
Carrier's our backup quarterback, all right?
I like that.
I like it.
I like that too.
All right. Granny is our quarterback.
And he kind of looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans?
Could you imagine? Could you guys imagine if there was a starting quarterback in the NFL and his nickname was Granny?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
It would. I mean, the merchandise would sell itself. Like,
it would.
The NHL just doesn't compete with the NFL when it comes to worldwide recognition. If you had a superstar quarterback and his nickname was Granny, it would.
Yeah, Yeah,
blow
I
everything
think
up.
the NFL could definitely take a page out of the NHL's book and start giving these dudes nicknames like they do. It would make it a lot more fun. So
Yeah,
There's some good ones out there, but yeah.
The hockey nicknames, man, are just great.
Some of them are good. Yeah,
It's like one of my favorite things about hockey is their nicknames. I love
for
it.
as creative as they're allowed to be with all the nicknames, they're so restrictive with everything else, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
True.
let's pick our fullback here. I feel like the fullback. I picked my fullback here. It's got to be the Yak Attack. Yakov Trenin's our fullback.
Yeah,
Because
That's a good one.
he is going to run in the hole and block a lane for the running back. He's going to make things happen. He can still go out and do some other things out there. Yakov Trenin's our fullback.
I agree. He's the Mike Allstott of the team.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Definitely.
All right, who's our running? We got to select a running back here. I'm thinking here. On a running back.
Matt Duchene pulling the moves like sweetness.
Of course.
Doing the spins and
so good. Yep.
Just
absolutely.
Man, if the Titans keep screwing up, we might just be able to move the Preds over to a football team. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's good, though. I like that, Kyle. That's good. Matt Duchene is the running back because he is a stick handler. He weaves through traffic just like a running back does in football. I love that. That's good. I like that.
I'm sure the Preds would love to get some of that NFL, some of those NFL paychecks. That'd probably be good for them.
they get one of Patrick Mahomes' paychecks.
Yeah, get one of those big fat paychecks
for the Preds.
Yeah, it's so
All
weird.
right. And then we got to find a punter. Let's round out this team. I know we didn't name every position, but let's go ahead and find our punter. My punter selection is Ben Harper.
Yeah, because whenever they're out there, you've already failed.
Yeah, Ben Harper's our punter, and Ben Harper's a big dude. Like Ben Harper.
I broke Rich.
Oh my gosh, that is so perfect.
But Ben Harper's a big dude. Ben Harper's a big dude. I guarantee you he can punt a football.
Yeah, but Kyle's so on point with that, though. Send out that guy. We've already failed, so let's trot him out there for a little bit.
Have you seen the little Netflix movie about Sean Payton coaching his kids team? It's a cute little movie, but their kicker always goes to kick a field goal or a punt, and every time he tries to do it in a game, he will kick it right into his center's butt.
No, that's funny.
And that's exactly what Ben Harper would do.
That is probably,
I actually think Ben Harper can punt the football pretty far. I don't know.
I'm not saying he's not going to kick it hard. I'm just saying his center's probably going to the hospital.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
fair
true.
enough. He's our punter. It doesn't matter. He's our punter. Ben Harper's our punter. We call him Ben Harper when things go bad. That's how it happens. That was great, Kyle. I love that.
So funny.
Oh man. All right. And then the rest of the Preds players, they can just fit in. They can play the offensive line, all right? Like I don't know. Like yeah, they're special team players, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
fair enough.
You can
good stuff. All right. So how about this? Let's round out episode 105 of Catfish on Ice, giving some love to our Team USA men's and women's teams. We cannot overlook. They are showing out in the Olympics, and I'm so proud of both of our teams right now. They are both playing so well. The Team USA women's team will be playing the much anticipated gold medal matchup on Wednesday against Team Canada, the rematch that we're all ready for. It's going to be late Wednesday night, local time for everybody. I can tell you right now, I don't care what I have to wake up for the next day. I'm going to be watching that game. And the USA women's team, they won the gold medal in the last Winter Olympics. They did lose to Team Canada earlier in the preliminary round. This is a rematch of all rematches, guys.
Yep.
It is. It's exciting.
Boys, I got to go. Sick kid again. I got him down. So,
Kyle, we appreciate you, man. We love you, dude.
Yep.
Take it easy.
Later, boys.
We'll see you. Have a good one. Kyle, man.
All right, so Rick, Rich, we got Team USA women playing Team Canada on Wednesday. It's going to be appointment viewing. Team USA women's team are going to try to win their second straight gold medal. It's going to be appointment viewing, even though it's going to be late for us local time.
Yeah, I definitely want to catch it. Yeah, it's so awesome to see them play that well. The men's team's doing well too.
Yeah,
but it seems like the women's team is really really firing on.
So everyone expected the women's team to be here. They're dominant. Like they are. The men's team, we talked about it, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
We did not expect the men's team to just completely sweep through their preliminary round perfect and get the number 1 overall seed in the medal round. And so they are sitting in really good shape here to maybe win a gold medal as well this year. They beat Canada in the preliminary round.
Yeah.
And they beat Germany.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't expect that at all. I was really looking forward to, like we talked about earlier, seeing NHL players play this year. And then when it didn't happen, I was kind of like, well, that's not going to be good for them. But they've definitely proved me wrong. That's for sure, because they are playing awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see them doing so well because they're kind of an underdog team. You got to think about Team USA for the men's team. They've never really played with each other. It's mostly college players. They're the youngest team in the Olympics, Rich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Some good prospects for some other teams playing. So, yeah, man, more power to them. I say do the best you can, get that gold medal. That'd be awesome.
Yep. All right.
They both won. Man.
Before we wrap it up tonight for episode 105 of Catfish on Ice, Rich, got to ask you, what are you looking for against the Capitals tomorrow night?
Just stay out of the stupid penalty box. I mean, it's going to be probably a tough game to begin with. The Capitals are definitely no pushover. As everybody knows, don't give them any chances. Don't help them out by making stupid penalties. So, yeah, I think if they can stay out of the box, they'll have a pretty decent chance.
I feel the same way, man. It's going to be another – I feel the same way, man. It's going to be another tough test. This has been Catfish on Ice, episode 105, presented by DraftKings, part of the Hockey Podcast Network. Thanks for listening. We will do a live watch-along episode on Tuesday to watch the Capitals game with you. Until then, everyone stay safe and take care. This has been Catfish on Ice, episode 105.